this time, I would like to invite Acharei Mot, our co-chair of our Adult Education Committee, to introduce our special guests.
Shalom to all who are here, whether at home, at your computers, or in our beautiful sanctuary. My name is Andrea Ravanoff, and with Yaela Marks, I co-chair the Adult Education Program. We have a very special evening tonight. We have two special guests from Shinshinim. Shinshinim are Israeli emissaries who defer their army service to volunteer abroad. Tonight we have both Omer and Edu. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And they are from the Orlando Shinshinim, and they're here to share their stories and firsthand perspectives of Israel. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Hello, everybody.
Okay.
You prefer us to be in here, maybe, or in the way the microphone?
Can you hear us like that? Amazing.
Awesome. So, hi everybody. It's so nice to be in here. My name is Ido.
I'm Omer.
And we are both from Israel. We came to Orlando for 1 year of volunteering. We are doing here a program that's called Shinshinim. And this program is by the Jewish Agency. The idea of this program is we graduate high school and we chose to do a volunteering gap year and to defer our army service for 1 year to go to volunteer with the Jewish communities abroad and to speak about Israel, to share our experience, to work. We are working in different institutes in the Jewish community in here. In Jewish day school, we are working in different synagogues with teenagers in youth programs. And the idea is just speaking about Israel and being active and to share our Israeli story. And maybe it will change or will encourage the connection between people here to Israel. And also the idea is just, we are doing here a program of getting to know what is to be a Jewish community outside of Israel, because it's also something that a lot of people in Israel don't know. And we came here to share a little bit about our Israeli story. Before we came, we asked the synagogue team to collect a few questions from the audience about Israel, about our program. But first, maybe we will introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
So, Omer, you want to start?
Sure. We'll do it really fast, so we will get the time to answer all of the questions that you asked us. So, as I said, my name is Omer Faraj. I came from Israel, from the center of Israel, actually. I came from a city called Rishon LeZion. It's about 20 minutes away from Tel Aviv. Maybe some of you been there or know about that place. I have two sisters, an amazing sisters, and actually they came here 3 days ago. They left, actually. All of my family came to visit me for Passover, which was amazing. I was part of a lot of youth programs in Israel, which I think lead me to the place that I'm in right now. I think this is really like a short brief of everything that I experienced during my 18 years of life. So I'll pass it to you.
Yeah, and I'm Ido. As I said before, I'm from Tzur Adasa. It's a small town, really small town, so probably you don't know it. And it's near Jerusalem. It's the area of the Jerusalem mountains. That is amazing area. If you know Hadassah Hospital, so it's just near the Hadassah Hospital, and it's an amazing place. And I also been in Israeli Scouts and different youth programs before I came here. And after this year, I'm going to join the army, as Omer is doing too. And the idea of this program is to do a pre-army program. So
I think we'll start with the questions.
Let's start with the questions.
Okay.
That we got.
So, as Ida said, we asked some of you to ask us some questions, so we will be able to answer some of the things that you might have to say, might have to ask. So I think we'll start with the first question. Do you want to read it and we'll answer it? Okay.
Yes, so first, the first question is about our program that we are doing. So does being a Shinshin defer service to the, to the IDF? So if we are deferring our service, or if what we are doing here, it's part of our service in the IDF. So The Shinshinim program is not part of our IDF time. It's a volunteering program, and we came here for 1 year, and then we're going to do a full service in the army. Right now in Israel, for boys is 3 years, and for girls is 2 years. It was before the war 2 years and 8 months, but now it's probably will be more, and right now it's supposed to be 3 years. And also a lot of girls are doing 3 years as well, because they need to sign for a paper if they're doing roles that are for boys and girls.
Like combat unions. Okay, next question. How many other Shinshinim like you are in the program? Okay, so the program of the Shinshinim, it's mostly in Israel. Most of the programs that people like us are doing, it's mostly in Israel. They are dealing with kids with special needs, in risk teenagers, youth programs, and stuff like that. We get accepted to the program that we are doing abroad, and there are, like us, 218 more Shinshinim all across the world. That means in Europe, in the US, in Australia, North America, South America, and all those kind of places.
And it's different that what other people that are choosing to do a program before the army. It's different because you are part of a delegation that came from Israel to the United States or to other countries. And the idea is to share your Israeli story, and mostly we are working with kids and teenagers, but we are also working with students in UCF.
Adults also.
Adults also in Shalom Orlando and in other synagogues. And let's move to our next question. So what are you going to do in the army? So the army is coming soon. We came here in August, and we are leaving soon back to Israel. So actually, I don't know yet my role in the army. Right now in the army, it's kind of a mess because of the situation, and it's probably I will know it just like 1 month before I'm going to join the army. I don't know if it's going to be a combat role or intelligent role because it just take time to the system. Omer knows her role, so you want to share?
Sure. So I got my role, I'll say like a couple of months ago. So basically, what I'm gonna do, it's a bit complicated, but I'll try to explain it in the best way possible. So basically, when you're 18 years old, you're going to the military, and after you're going to the military, you need to do like a basic training. And after you're done with the basic training, this is where I came in the picture. I'm going to come in the picture. I'm gonna take all of the combat elite units, and I'm supposed to guide them how to act in their units. That means that, let's say I'm gonna take one of the combat units, I'm gonna teach them how to how to specialist in one of the skills, and let's say it's navigating, snipering, shooting, tanks, RPGs, and some stuff like that. So it's a fun role. And that's it. This is what I'm gonna do in the military for now.
Yeah, and it's related to guide, like to be a guide, and it's something that we are doing here and we did in our past. Let's see. So yes, so how the war affect you, and
How?
yeah, how the war affect you, and how it was to experience it from here. So our families, my sister is right now in the army, and to be here and that when the war started was really complex. I would say that the first thing I wanted to do is just to take a flight and go back to my family and my friends. Most of my friends right now in the army or are doing different programs like me before the army, and it's been a tough month. I would say a tough month, and it's still, you know, the situation is not good, but the war really affects us because it really changed the essence of our program in here. We changed our work by, if in the past we were working with kids and just speaking about Israel, the best thing that Israel has to offer, our country, our life, our childhood, we spoke a lot about what's going on, and we try to raise awareness to the things that's going on right now, to the war, to how does it started and what's going on right now, and how is to be a part of the young generation of Israel in those days, and also how is it to be in here and to experience what's going on in the social media, because it's different. So it really affects our family and our friends. I lost a friend that I know, and it's been really tough. But we are trying, we are trying our best in here, and we are trying to share a little bit what's going on, and we're going to join the army soon, so it's going to be part of our effort to help the situation. And yeah, that's, I think, for me. You want to continue?
Sure. I don't have much to say about that question because I think Ido answered the most of it, but I do like to share my experience from the war. I think the past half year that we experienced here, it was one of the hardest month that I got to experience through my whole life. I don't know, just the fact that we were far away from home, far away from our family, our friends, our everything basically, and to experience a war from a distance, it was something else. Like, it wasn't like you experienced it from Israel. In Israel, you were dealing with the sirens, the bombs, the shelters, and all those kind of stuff. And here you're experiencing anti-Semitism and people who don't really know what it means to be an Israeli, don't really know what Hamas is or what the war means and some stuff like that. So we got to deal with a lot of things that we haven't dealt before. And it was something new to us, I'll say it like that. I think this is my perspective from the past couple of months, and that's it, I think.
Yes, so we came because we wanted to answer your questions about Israel, about the situation right now. I think there is a lot to ask and a lot to know about this, and we will be happy to share our ideas and our opinions. We are here because of the Jewish Agency, but we don't represent the Israeli government. We represent maybe the young generation of Israel that grew up in Israel and now is going to join the army soon or right now in the army. So we'll be happy to answer all of your questions that you have. You can ask right now. And it can be about the conflict. It can be about our experience. We'll be happy to share it all. So yeah, we are opening to the audience.
Hi, well, thank you for being here tonight. So I think my first question is, from your perspective, do you see like a difference in, and this is a generalization, your perceptions of like the future with the Palestinians, is it different than, say, your parents' generation and older? Do they have a different, have they reached different conclusions in general than you guys have?
So I can try answer it, and I would say that if you would ask me before October 7, I would say definitely yes. I really believe that there is a future with the Palestinians, and we can deal with that. I knew that it's complex because, in the West Bank, there is one organization that's controlling the population of the Palestinians, and in Gaza, there is another terror organization that's controlling the population. And I thought that maybe in the future, because there is a new generation, maybe there will be something different. But right now, after what happened, I would say that it's hard for me to see a future of peace with the Palestinian. I think that with other Arab countries, Israel can deal, but the problem is that it's just the education system in both of the areas of the West Bank and in Gaza Strip is really against Israel, and it's hard because, I grew up near Jerusalem. All of my years, I have Palestinian friends, and I learned in school, in a high school in Jerusalem that was Israeli Arabs and Israeli Arabs that define themselves as Palestinian and Jewish people, and it was a mix. But I think it's really complicated, and I would say that right now, both our generation and the generation of my parents is really pissed off and feel that there is no chance of doing peace with the Palestinian. I think we also know, understood in those days that our generation gonna be involved in dealing with this situation right now in the battlefield, and in the future maybe in diplomacy or in trying to deal with what's going on with the Palestinians. That's what I would say.
I think he summed it up really good.
Yeah. Somebody else have a question?
Back to the issue of peace. Do you have any thoughts about how improved relations with the surrounding Arab nations may lead to more peace in the region or even potentially with the Palestinians?
Can you repeat your question?
Do you have any thoughts on how improved relations with the neighboring Arab country may lead to peace in the region or even eventually to peace with the Palestinians?
אוקיי.
הוא אמר האם שלום בין המדינות ששכנות כלפינו יובילו אולי לשלום אזורי או לאיזשהו שלום יותר רחב?
Okay, I would say that yes, I think there is an impact for a peace between Israel and different countries in the area. We saw it when we did a peace agreement with Jordan and with Egypt. But it seems that even in those countries, if the leaders are not picking the peaceful way and they are saying a lot of bad stuff about Israel because they want to have popularity from their population, so it's not a real peace. Maybe it's peace between the security organization, but it's not a peace between the people. And it's hard because a lot of Israelis are going to travel Egypt, a lot of Israelis are going to travel Jordan, a lot of Israelis really want it when we have this peace agreement with the UAE, like thousands of Israelis flew to the UAE because they wanted to discover what is Dubai and what is Abu Dhabi and, to just get to know the Middle East. But it's hard because it's depending which the leader in those countries chose in the peaceful way, because in the UAE they chose to say that let's change our education system about Judaism and about Israel. And then when they did it, so I think Israelis felt much more secure when they are going to this area. I think we can see maybe there is in the future a peace agreement between Israel and Saudi Arabia that might change the picture with the Palestinians, because Saudi Arabia really represents the Arab world in the Middle East. But I think the Middle East is so complicated, and that's another thing that I wanted to share with you. It's hard for me to see right now the protest in universities because it's feels that people are not educated and don't understand that the Middle East is so different than the United States. We are here just for a couple of months and we saw that the things are so different. Leaders in the Middle East are going after the power in a really different way than the leaders in here are picking their own path. And it's hard because people are saying things because they saw a video on TikTok and they're saying, oh my God, yeah, I know everything about the Middle East and the different countries, so let's go and protest for the Palestinian people. And I'm okay with protesting for the Palestinian people, but I think that people should see the whole picture and understand a little bit and learn a little bit, and that's really important. And I saw a lot of I saw a lot of people that don't really know what they're speaking about, and it was hard for me to see it. Yeah.
I just want to know about the basic training camp. Has it been more intensified? Is it going to last longer? Are the girls going to be there more than 2 years, and are the guys going to be there more than 3 years?
כן, על הבייסיק טרנינג, זה קודם כל אם זה השתנה עכשיו, והאם עכשיו נשים הולכות להיות בתפקידים יותר מפתח, וגם מה קורה עכשיו מבחינה הזאת.
Okay, so I'll say for girls, it's really dynamic. Every year it changed. That means that if last year there were roles that weren't open for girls, you will see them that year open. And you know what? More than that. Till now, till this war, girls weren't allowed to leave the Israel state. They weren't allowed to leave the borders outside of Israel. And right now, since the war happened, girls are allowed to go out. They were allowed to go to Gaza Strip and other places. So I would say that everything changed in different times. I'll say it like that. And about the basic training, it really depends what role you're going to. That means that if you're going to a role that only boys do, that will be different from a basic training of what girls and boys are doing. So it's it really changed, and there's not a specific answer to answer all of them. Was it any other question that you asked between of that? or that's it. Okay.
Yes. The way I understand you, you agree with the two-state solution. Is that right?
Yes.
That will never happen.
Why?
Reason, right now, there is the state of Israel and Gaza, and you see what's happening. Two-state solution means one state for terrorists and the other one for the state of Israel. That will never happen. Please, don't agree with this administration who pressure Israel to have a peace with Hamas.
No,
It looks like a peace with devil. That will never happen.
yeah, I didn't say
That's
that we're
all
going
I
to
have
have
to
a
say.
peace. I didn't say that we're going to have a peace with Hamas. I said that in the past, I thought that maybe with some of the Palestinians in the West Bank, if the leadership will change, we will have, I wouldn't say two-state solution. I would say I will say my opinion, but I will say that I thought in the past, yeah, I thought it is realistic. But now, as I said before, I don't think that this is an option. I think that, of course, with Hamas not, I think that these people should go away in any way, and I think that right now what we are doing is a really good way to dealing with it, and we need to have more forces in Gaza Strip, and we need to do it all to bring the hostages back home and to take away Hamas. But when I grew up in a country that learned me that peace is the best thing that we can have, and I really hope that peace will be part of my future. Right now, I don't think it's realistic, and I don't think that in the future, if the education system would change, I agree.
There is no other way.
אני מסכים לגמרי. I agree at all. I think that we need to go into Rafiah and we need to take Hamas away. Yeah, I agree. We need to kill those terrorists. There is no good way to describe it. We need to do it. Hamas is a terrible organization, and the things they done to my friends, to my family, and to my nation, was insane. But yeah, I can live in my country without a little bit of hope that we in the future, in the further future, maybe something will change. Right now, I don't think it's realistic.
I would like also to say one more thing. As Guido said, we were raised for peace. We were raised for a good future. We don't like war at all. We don't want it. I don't want to see my friends get killed every day. I don't want to see my family go out to war. I don't want to go out to war. Next year I'm going to be in the military, maybe in a combat unit, maybe not, I'm not sure. But I don't want to go out to fight, maybe to die, maybe to see my friends dying next to me. I don't want it. I want something, I want a place to be safe. And yes, I agree. Right now, the only solution is war. There is no other way to describe it. But for the future, we don't want wars at all. At all. It's
They are the presenters, and they are
Definitely.
answering your questions and doing a beautiful job.
And we are also really happy about the variety of opinions here. You know, this is a regular conversation in a shishi dinner in Israel, and that's fine. We are not represent all of the people in Israel, that's fine. I said that my parents think different than me. Right now, I think all the people in Israel just want to kill Hamas and to end the situation that it seems that all of our enemies are waking up and they want to kill and destroy our amazing country that we have. But I will say another thing. I think that Israel is a miracle. I think that the fact that all the soldiers that died from the beginning of our country is not even one village in Poland from the Holocaust. We did an amazing job by keeping a lot of Jewish people safe in their own state, feeling that this is an amazing space that they can grow their children as Jewish without any regret, without any feeling that something. No, I don't think that, like, you know, when you're saying one state solution, it's fine, but I'm living in this country, and I think that I need to hope that something will happen. We can't just banish all the Palestinian people. Like I'm living in a village that just close to a really big Palestinian city, and I know that those people will not disappear. Something need to go we can't also have a one state and they will not can to vote. They cannot vote, you know. But right now I don't see a two-state solution in the future, in this future, and I hope something will change. I hope the other Arab countries and the ally that we have with the United States maybe will bring something else to the table. Yeah. Somebody else want to ask something?
So when you're in, like if you went to Israel, would you still go to services like on Friday and Saturday, like in the war?
That's a good question. In general, you are asking if we will go to...
בתקופת המלחמה. כאילו בתקופת מלחמה, מה קורה מבחינת כינוסים בישראל?
Okay, do you want to start answering?
No,
Okay, so let me just understand the question fully. You asked if in Israel right now the services and everything that like Judaism stands for will go out like it goes all the time. So I think the simple answer is yes. Everything is going as normal. Basically, there are places that they are like a closed military area that are not allowed to go in. So the people that used to live there need to evacuate it. So they will go to somewhere else. But we went to Israel not a couple of months, but it was like a month and a half ago. And everything goes as normal. We're going to Shabbat dinners with our families. We go out whenever we want. So it's like.
But I would say that there is a lot of villages in the north of Israel and near the Gaza Strip that right now not in their homes, so they are right now in hotels and all around Israel trying to be somewhere with their family. You know, it's really tough. So they have a different life than what they had before. And also, I would say that we went to Israel in February. We went to visit our family and to see our friends after a lot of months in here, a lot of days in here. That felt really hard. And maybe most of our friends alive, and we can speak with, and we can go to a bars in Tel Aviv that are all open. But the feeling is different. People in Israel right now trying to understand the trauma that what October 7th did, and it's hard. The things are like you can go to service and everybody will be there, but it's different because after what we experience and what's going on right now, it just, you know, the feeling is different.
I think from my experience also, when I saw my family and my friends, even though we are, I don't want to say faking, but even though we are trying to live our normal life, and when my family trying to live their normal life and my friends, they are doing everything that they did before October 7, but even though they are not living it quite like they lived it before October 7. That means that the atmosphere, the way they think, the way they speak, everything is different. Let's say you're sitting in a table in a Shabbat dinner with your family. The main thing that will go up to the table will be what happened on October 7, what is going on with your life, how is your family, is everyone alive, if you lost a friend, if something is wrong with you, and some stuff like that. So definitely there are things that change. Most of the things change, but I think so many people are trying to recreate their past life. Like they're trying to recreate the life that they had before October 7, because there were so many months of sadness and fear and, I don't know, trauma. So, you know, we are trying to move on, to continue.
But we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This somewhat relates to what you're talking about, but how do you think the war has changed specifically your generation in the last 8 months?
Okay, so maybe I would start with saying that a lot of my friends, and I'm going to join the army soon, and I think that's the main thing. You know, some of the teenagers in my age that are in the army, but just in the beginning of the army, they went to the kibbutzim near the Gaza Strip and they collect the bodies. Like, it's hard. It's like, it's trauma, but right now we can't deal with it because the war is still happening. So right now we are moving on. We are in the army. We are going inside Gaza and we go after Gaza, and maybe we will go into Rafah. I think our generation is right now trying to say that everything is fine and we can deal with it and it's fine and you know, it's young generation. So we are making a lot of joke and a black humor and we are trying our best to keep up. But I think that in the future we will see the effect of our generation. I would say that our generation that was, you know, a lot of adults have a lot of criticism about young generation. They are in the social media and they are in their phone and their TikTok and they can't do nothing and they can't work. And I think it's also changed because those amazing heroes are right now protecting our whole country in the battlefield. And that's insane, you know, it's just amazing. And yeah, I think that in the future we will see the effect. I think that our country understand that in the future it's going to be really hard by health, mental health and physical health for a lot of people that got injured. Yeah.
So thank you for bringing your perspective to Orlando. What would be some of the most important things that you are going to be bringing back to Israel from your time here?
I think, well, the first thing would be probably the English. I know.
Our English is not the best, but we are trying our best. So.
Thank you. But even though the English is not like the best that it can be, but definitely the English will be the first thing that we're gonna take with us. But except for that, I think there are so many things, but it's maybe one more community to the collection. One more community that we have here in Orlando. A Jewish life that I never experienced before. In Israel, I used to never go to synagogues to pray or some stuff like that. And here I see myself almost every week in a synagogue doing an activity for youth programs or an adult program or young kids program. Maybe it's friends, it's another members of family that I got to meet, new experiences, new point of view, I think. I don't know, it's a lot of things that just got collected.
I grew up in a religious family, and I would say that it's also different because it feels that in here, you need to fight for your Judaism. Like, if you want to send your kids to a Jewish day school, if you want to go to services, you need to fight to be Jew, to be proud Jew, to go with the kippah outside, or just by speaking about what's going on in Israel, because it's hard, you know. You live in a different place. You live in a place that not most of the people are Jewish. And I think I learned a lot about Jewish communities outside of Israel, and I think that a lot of people in Israel don't know, like, what it means to be a Jewish community outside of Israel. When my mother asked me about Passover, and my father came, so she asked me if she need to bring with him matzah, so I can have a matzah in the Passover, because probably nobody eating matzah outside of Israel. You know, there is a lot of ignorance about Jewish people around the world, because it's hard. You're living in Israel, it's the Jewish day life, you know. So I think that there is a lot of, we have a lot of
new
experiences, and we need to teach the people in Israel how it's important that we will have an amazing connection between Jewish people around the world and the Jewish people in Israel, because it's amazing that we have our brothers and sisters outside of Israel, and they are living the Jewish life, and they are fighting for us, and they understand how important it is to have a Jewish state somewhere in the Middle East. And I think there is a lot of things to do to spread this word, you know, and to raise awareness to this connection that a lot of people in Israel don't really know about it.
Baruchim Abayim. Thank you for being here. Despite what the government may or may not compromise, do you think the war has changed the attitude of many younger Haredim to serve both either Sherut Leumi or in the military, to give back a little to the Medina?
Kodem kol, Be'ezrat Hashem.
Amen.
I really hope that, you know, when you are facing with a challenge like October 7, it's the hardest challenge that our country probably dealt with. I think it changed some of the minds with the Haredi, in the Haredim, and also in the other population. And I think it seems that there is something that will change. I think it's like Yom Kippur. You know, after Yom Kippur, it took us a lot of time to recover, to change our way of intelligence, to change our way, our government, to change a lot of things in our daily life. And I think it will take time, but I think that right now we can see the beginning of it. I really hope it will change. And you know, I understand the importance of people that are learning Torah and fighting in this battlefield, and it's important that there will be the elite of those people, but right now it's so many people and we need those people in the army, so we need just some of them in this, you know, the academic, the people that are the best of the best of the best should stay there, but most of the people should go and join the army or doing other programs for the country. Yeah. Somebody else?
I think we only have time for one more question. Was there anyone else? We can obviously continue during our oneg dessert. Oh.
Anyone else has one that might be better? I have a lot of questions for people that are from different places from me, but I'll pick one of them. I'm just curious more about the mindset of you guys. Like, so when I went on my birthright trip and we met with Israeli soldiers, and they talked about going into the war, like, it's just how they grew up, so it's kind of like the mindset is just, well, this is just what we have to do. So, like, I guess it sounds like a really basic question, like, oh, are you scared? But, like, the answer is probably, like, yes, obviously. But, like, some people have that mindset of, like, that's just what we do. And then earlier, Ido, you talked about kind of like when I heard about the war, the first gut reaction was let me get into it. So like it just depends on your characteristics also, like if you want to be like more like head on with things, or if you're like the type to run away. Like I don't know, like just curious about like you guys personally and like your mindsets on that stuff.
So I think October 7th changed it all. Also, like, you know, we want to fight for our country. But about if we are scared or if we are worried about the situation, yes. And October 7th, because so many civilian people got killed, got injured, got raped, and so many soldiers in their bases, soldiers that wasn't in the combat unit, that was in a base near the Gaza Strip doing intelligence or trying to help by keeping this border. And yeah, so I think a lot of families are really worried right now. I think Omer and I are here and also going to join the IDF with a lot of pride and a lot of willing of helping our country. I would say that yes, it depends of your perspective, but I would say that right now most of the people in Israel are so pissed off that they want to do everything they can to finish with this situation that's probably going to last for a lot of time and going to be here with us for a lot of time. Do you want to add something?
Yes. I would like to say that war is scary. It's terrifying. It's terrifying to go out, to fight, to do whatever it takes. But even though it's a huge honor to serve your country. It's a huge honor to protect the soldiers, the civilians, your family, your friends, everyone. So we will do whatever it takes to keep them safe. And even if it means that it will cost our life or our friend's life, this is what we need to do. This is the life, this is the real life that we are dealing. This is the daily life that we are dealing every day as civilians of the Israel state. This is what we know. This is what we got to know through our whole life. So yes, war is scary. It's terrifying. But even though we're gonna do it and we're gonna do whatever it takes to keep our family and our country safe. So thank you.
So we will sum up. I would say that it was a pleasure to share a little bit. We will be happy to answer all of your questions after this service. But I think that we came in the end of our year. We didn't have the opportunity to be in the synagogue platform before, and it was really important for us because of the situation and what's going on right now in Israel, because we wanted to share and we wanted to spread awareness for what's going on. I had a friend in the Nova party. I have I have right now a hostage in Gaza that is from my hometown, and it's so hard to deal with it every day, and to see that people are starting to lose their thoughts and to lose their, their support in Israel, because they are going and seeing news and seeing all the things that we can see in the social media, and they are saying, oh my God, maybe I'm wrong that I'm supporting Israel. But I think it was really important for us to come and to share a little bit of our story, because, you know, we can't go back to Israel without saying that we did it and we tried to spread the word out. And it's a pleasure to work with Jewish community here in Orlando, because we are getting a lot of experiences, and we are so happy to understand what is to be a Jewish, a Jewish outside of Israel. And it's also experience for us to be 1 year outside of our amazing country, but in a different country, and learning what is a different society and different culture, and what America is represent. And we are really happy to be here today. Omer, do you want to add something?
I will sum up, and I will just say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting the synagogue. Thank you for not being scared to come here, or just the fact that you are saying, I'm Jewish and I'm proud of it. I cannot tell you enough how it's so not taking out of granted. Is that correct to say? So we appreciate everything that you are doing as a community, as a Jewish people that live outside of Israel. We know how, I hate to say it, but how terrifying it can sometimes be. So just thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for coming here and listening to us and asking all of those amazing questions. We really appreciate every single and each one of them. So that's it. Thank you so much for today. Shabbat Shalom. And thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. Kol HaKavod, that was amazing. I think, because I'm the rabbi, I get the prerogative to say that I speak for everyone, that you are both extremely impressive, and you give us all a great deal of hope for what Israel's future has in front of it, because there are people like you that will be shaping that future. And understand that as you shape that future, your American friends are right there behind you, doing what we can on this side of the ocean. But Israel is never far from our hearts.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.